Jimmy Fallon has been chatting up his chances for a big award this year. Now, Mark Consuelos has spoken up and thrown his name into the mix. On a recent episode of Live with Kelly and Mark, the daytime talk show host joked that if he doesn't win, he would love for Jimmy to win. Here is what the two talk show hosts are talking about. Mark Consuelos responds to Jimmy Fallon's recent comments. Jimmy Fallon was on his late-night talk show and said that he wanted to take the title of the sexiest talk show host. However, Mark Consuelos, a former winner, had a little something to say about that. It all started when Kelly Ripa brought it up on a recent episode of Live with Kelly and Mark. Speaking of the sexiest man alive, there's a lot going on in television, in the broadcast landscape, Kelly said on the episode. Now, I don't know if you saw this plea that Jimmy Fallon put out. Mark agreed to talk about it. Kelly reminded fans that PL magazine gives out its Sexiest Man Alive awards every year. It also awards people in different categories with individual awards. Last year, Mark Consuelos was in the Sexiest Daytime Talk Show Hosts category with Nate Burleson, CBS This Morning, Craig Melvin, Today, and George Stephanopoulos, Good Morning America. Mark won, and Kelly quipped she didn't even remember the other two since they were not as sexy. So now, Mark, People magazine has put you in again, Kelly said. They're not just saying morning show host. Forget it. This is the sexiest TV show host alive. Jimmy Fallon is battling Mark Consuelos for the award. Not only is Mark Consuelos in the running, but Jimmy Fallon is also in the running since nighttime talk show hosts are now counted. See, they've got the box around you because you're already the reigning champion. But Jimmy Fallon, apparently, has put out a plea, Kelly said. Mark Consuelos didn't seem fazed or worried. Yeah, he asked if I should step aside, Consuelos said. And I love Jimmy, I really do love Jimmy. He's such a great guy. And over the weekend, I was considering it. I'm like, you know what? Maybe I should pledge my support. Then Mark said it wasn't going to happen. He mentioned there is some stiff competition, but he isn't pulling out. Mario Lopez, Access Hollywood, and Seth Meyers, Late Night, are also up for the award. Anyway, if I don't win, I would love for Jimmy to win, Consuelos finished. Who do you think should win the award? Should Mark Consuelos or Jimmy Fallon take it home? Would you maybe vote for one of the others? Mark Consuelos has always been admired for his charm, wit, and timeless good looks. But lately, fans have been buzzing with an idea that could shake up Hollywood, and the internet is running wild with it. They want Consuelos, the beloved Live with Kelly and Mark co-host and former Riverdale star, to team up with none other than the reigning sexiest man alive. It's a pairing nobody expected, but everybody suddenly needs. The spark of the idea. The conversation began innocently enough. After a playful segment on Live, Kelly Ripa joked that her husband could give any sexiest man alive a run for his money. The studio audience erupted in laughter and applause. But online, fans weren't just laughing, they were plotting. Why not have Mark Consuelos actually join forces with the sexiest man alive? One fan tweeted, "Imagine the chaos. Imagine the charm overload." Within hours, hashtags like #MarkandTheSexiest and #DoubleTheSexy began trending. Memes poured in. Consuelos and his potential collaborator depicted as superheroes, political running mates, or the leads in a glossy action comedy film. The internet, it seems, had spoken. What would the collaboration look like? That's where things get fun. Nobody agrees on exactly what Mark and the sexiest man alive should do together, but the possibilities are endless. Some fans are dreaming of a buddy comedy film, with Mark and his new partner in handsomeness playing mismatched best friends, one suave and smooth, the other goofy and chaotic. It would be like Rush Hour meets Magic Mike, one fan wrote. Others envision a fitness empire, with Consuelos' love for working out and the sexiest man alive's well-documented dedication to staying in shape. The duo could easily dominate the wellness industry. Sexy fit with Mark and name practically writes itself. And then there are the fans who want to see something more philanthropic. Two incredibly handsome men coming together to raise awareness for important causes. That's the kind of power move we need, wrote another admirer. Forget politics. Just let these two run the world with kindness and abs. Kelly Ripa's take. Of course, whenever Mark is in the spotlight, Kelly Ripa isn't far away. When asked about the possibility of her husband teaming up with the reigning sexiest man alive, she burst out laughing. Listen, Mark already thinks he's the sexiest man alive, she teased during an interview. But if People magazine wants to do a duo cover, I say go for it. My only concern is whether the paper can handle that much hair gel and cologne in one spread. Behind the humor, though, Kelly admitted she wouldn't be surprised if the idea caught on. People really do respond to Mark's energy. He's charming, but he doesn't take himself too seriously. Pair that with someone who's got the official title, and yeah, I can see the frenzy. Mark's response, Mark, true to form, was both humble and cheeky when asked about the fan campaign. I mean, first of all, I'm honored that people even think I belong in the same sentence as the sexiest man alive, he said with a grin. But do we really need to? I don't know if the world is ready for that. Planes would stop flying, Wi-Fi would collapse, there would be a global shortage of V-neck t-shirts. Still, he didn't shut the door on the idea. If he's willing, I'm willing. But fair warning, I'm not shaving my chest hair. That's non-negotiable. The sexiest man alive's reaction naturally. Fans bombarded the current title holder with comments demanding a collaboration. His social media quickly filled with posts like, "Please work with Mark Consuelos. We need this in our lives." And "Two sexy men, one destiny." Though he hasn't officially commented yet, insiders claim he's amused and intrigued. He respects Mark a lot, a source revealed. They've crossed paths at events, and the vibe has always been friendly. He's definitely not ruling it out. Fan-created scenarios. If you want a sense of how serious fans are, just look at the creative fanfiction, art, and mock trailers already making the rounds. One viral TikTok reimagined Mark and the sexiest man alive as rival chefs in a cooking competition show. Another Instagram post turned them into a superhero duo called the Handsome Avengers, complete with matching capes and slow-motion hair flips. Forget Marvel movies, one fan wrote. This is the cinematic universe I want. Why the hype works? Part of what makes this idea so compelling is the contrast. Mark Consuelos, at 54, represents a certain timeless, confident kind of sex appeal. The husband, the dad, the steady rock who still knows how to flirt. Meanwhile, the sexiest man alive, often a younger Hollywood superstar, brings fresh, golden boy charisma. Together, they embody two generations of charm. One is proof that sexiness only grows with time, while the other represents the dazzling new face of Hollywood allure. It's the perfect yin and yang. The bigger picture. Beyond the laughs and hashtags, fans' enthusiasm speaks to something deeper. People love collaborations that feel unexpected but natural. When two public figures, especially ones admired for their looks and personalities, team up, it feels like watching lightning strike twice. And in a time where social media thrives on fun, shareable content, the Mark Consuelos plus sexiest man alive dream team could dominate culture in a way no one saw coming. What's next? For now, the idea lives in the fertile ground of fan imagination. But if the buzz continues, it wouldn't be surprising if a talk show skit, magazine shoot, or charity event brings the two men together. Hey, if Ryan Gosling can do Barbie, anything is possible, one fan wrote. Whether it's a comedy, a cover story, or just a cheeky social media collaboration, one thing is certain, fans are hungry for it. And in Hollywood, when fans speak loudly enough, the stars usually listen. The final word. Mark Consuelos has never needed an official title to prove his appeal, but joining forces with the sexiest man alive, that could turn an already beloved star into part of a cultural phenomenon. As one fan perfectly summed it up, Mark doesn't need the crown. But imagine if he teamed up with the guy who has it. That's not just sexy, that's history.